Hey everybody, welcome to the Deep Focus Show. I'm Aiden,
I'm Clayton.
I'm Tavi.
and we're back with a revamped video look. We're going to be continuing our director rankings, our series, all that stuff with the video. And now, this episode, we're doing continuing the Spielberg series, watching all of his films. And today is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, which is first sequel we're doing on this series. So yeah,
Yep.
what would you say your guys like experience with this film is?
I didn't remember this one at all. I remembered Raiders of the Lost Ark a lot more. Eighth studio film by Steven Spielberg, stars Harrison Ford reprising his role as Indiana Jones, Kate Capshaw as Willie Scott, and Academy Award winner Ke Huy Quan as Short Round.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was interesting to say the least. Tommy, what's your familiarity?
Well, yeah, I've seen this a lot of times, but I always think as a kid, almost always watched Raiders before this. Like that was my movie, and yeah, maybe I thought it was too dark then, and maybe a bit nowadays even. But yeah, I a little spoiler, but it's not gonna be my favorite in the film.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, I watched all of these so many times as a kid, except for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which I only saw once,
Mm.
but never again until I guess we get to it. But I watched them all when I was, really young, and I don't know if back then I really liked any of them more than the others, but I think now I do have kind of more of an opinion on which ones I like better. So yeah, anyone want to kick us off?
you could.
Okay, I'll go first. So Temple of Doom. So it's like obviously the big thing everyone talks about with this movie is, how dark it is and how much crazy shit happens with the eating the brains and tearing out the guy's heart and all that shit. And it's partially responsible for the whole PG-13 rating and all that. But for me, I really enjoy this movie a lot. It's besides Raiders, it's my favorite Indiana Jones movie. I really like the Indian like jungle setting. I think it's a really cool change of pace from the kind of like deserty, almost like Lawrence of Arabia thing the first movie had going. This movie's like, taking place in the far off jungle. I think that's cool. I think obviously it's a pretty exoticized depiction of the culture, but I don't think anyone comes to these movies expecting to see like an accurate look at any of the cultures that are being depicted. I really like the opening action sequence. I think it's pretty much up there with the Raiders sequence for me because it just has so much going on. I love that they reintroduce Indiana Jones in like a new setting. In the first one, he's playing like this rough and tumble archaeologist the whole way through, but here the very first thing they introduce him like James Bond or something where he's all suave with the suit and stuff. So it's a cool way to see him again. Um, so yeah, I really enjoy this. I think it has great kind of frenetic action. I love the set pieces, the mine shaft chase, the hanging bridge. That's real cool. Um, I do think it goes a little overboard in a couple ways. So I'm not going to give it a full 5-star marks. I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Okay. All right. Well, I do agree. I do love the opening to this movie. It's not as memorable as Raiders of the Lost Ark, but I do think the first 20 minutes are easily the best part of the film. Love the antidote sequence where Indiana is just scouring on the floor trying to look for it. Um, and there's a bunch of people. I like the dance scene at the beginning. Kind of reminds me of what he would do with West Side Story. We're not going to get there anytime soon. But yeah, the first 20 minutes, it doesn't really sustain that tone throughout the film. Of course, it's campy, you know, but then it gets like super dark. You get like literal child slavery here. A guy gets his heart ripped out and set on fire. There's tons of creepy crawlies, which are kind of I thought it was funny, but it's kind of gruesome too. Apparently, both George Lucas and Steven Spielberg later attributed that the film's tone uh, darker than Raiders of the Lost Ark because of their personal moods following breakups of relationships. You mentioned the PG-13 rating. This originally was PG, but Spielberg actually vied for that PG-13 rating himself. The visual effects I don't think are as good as the first film, but I really enjoy the set pieces, like Aiden said. Love the wall of nails, that scene, very tense. The chamber temple. Apparently, the Chinese authorities refused permission for them to film in that country. So that was interesting to hear. The female character, I think she's annoying as hell. You know, she's always complaining and saying she's a singer. Kate Capshaw, she has the most aggressive screams here. Like she can scream. She probably like take a shot every time she screams in this movie. You'll get pretty drunk.
You get alcohol poisoning, man.
Yeah. But their chemistry isn't too bad. I do like the scene where they're kind of teasing each other to go into their bedrooms. That was a little fun. I don't know how people can complain about Crystal Skull though, whenever this kind of exists. The rest westernization here of Indian culture is quite deplorable. They were denied permission to film in North India because the government found the script offensive. But anyways, I like Short Round. I think he's a great character. He's a great sidekick. He's ironically funny. Love his one-liners. Uh, I don't know. I kind of wish the film was like the first 20 minutes, but it does have its moments. I do love that bridge sequence. It's not as good as Raiders, but I'm gonna give it like a low 3.5 for me. But Raiders is like on the higher end.
Okay. Yeah. So Temple of Doom. Yeah, I don't know. Like I think the main point to this film, it's for me, it's not as fun as Raiders. And yeah, it's dark. Yeah, it's a bit scary, maybe for the younger audiences. And maybe it kind of was like George Lucas, and he kind of probably wanted to do Empire Strikes Back a bit darker to the OG Star Wars, and maybe they kind of a little bit trying to do it here. Oh, I mean, like they're doing a lot more darker than Empire, but yeah,
Higher dark movie.
Not as much as this, but yeah.
yeah, but it's I think it's darker than the OG Star Wars a little bit
Yeah.
at least, and yeah, like biggest problem for me is side characters. There's no side character that I care as much as in the first movie, like Marion or Sala or and yeah, Clay said it. Lily Scott is so annoying. Like like yeah, she screams a lot and I don't know, it's kind of goes overboard for me. At least Short Round is a kid, so I can kind of like get if you but Short Round, I don't have too big of a problem of Short Round. It's okay, and yeah, I like the maybe more lightweight scenes better, like the Shanghai sequence the the plane scene. It's just kind of funny and how they jump there, and I like the minecart sequence in the closer to end, and the bridge scene is pretty thrilling actually, and the from the bridge scene, I just always noticed like the when they're showing the um, bad people dropping to the lake, it always seems like it's the same cut to the alligators eating them. You can see the clothes there. Yeah. Um, there are some like characters I would like to see more. Like there's like the guy in Shanghai helping Indy. There's like one scene, and it felt like they were had many adventures before this movie. And yeah, this is before Raiders, so like a prequel kind of. And yeah, yeah, I don't know. I find it the film a bit too dark. I don't know, like other rituals and and Indy turning into the bad guy. I never really cared for those, and the child slavery is a oh damn they went there, and like there are probably some raised eyebrow scenes with the cultures and how they're treated, maybe, but I'm not going to go there. But there are probably, but yeah, it's an indie movie, so I don't know how to think of it. So, um, but yeah, I think most of this I'm like I like indie, but I don't totally get into most of those side characters, and yeah, I don't know. So it has almost like the beginning and ending the most, and in the middle I'm like I don't know what to think of this. So this is like a 3.5. I'm going pretty low here. I'm yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't It's like one of those that I'm not really
Not on board with.
I have to watch it because it's the second. I want to see Last Crusade, so I kind of have to see it in some ways. But
Yeah.
I didn't
Okay.
realize this was a prequel.
Yeah,
yeah, this is year before
because
Raiders.
Lucas didn't want the Nazis to be the villains again, basically. So he said it before, so you could have different villains, I guess.
Oh,
But
hmm.
yeah, I mean, probably one of the first major prequel films, I guess. Can't think of that many before this. But yeah. Yeah, so we're continuing the train of me being like the most positive. I feel weird doing it,
But
but I mean I really like it. I don't know. But I agree with the problems, I agree with what you guys are putting down. It's not perfect, but I don't know, it works for me.
mm, mm, yeah,
But
We'll
that
do a
means,
full ranking once we get to the Fablemans. I don't know when
yeah,
it will be.
full
Probably
ranking
about
at the but that means next time is Color Purple, which is probably as different a movie from this as you can imagine. That'll be very,
yeah,
and yeah, excited to I haven't seen that one, so will be a new one.
mm,
See.
yeah, yeah. True.
has Oprah Winfrey in it. Whoopi Goldberg.
Does it?
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
so.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a very serious film, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, it should be interesting. Yeah, it's like kind of like the first of like the serious Spielbergs, I guess. We haven't really seen that before. So that'll be interesting.
Mm,
But yeah, so thank you to everybody for watching the Deep Focus Show. Thank you for watching this episode. Uh, like, comment, subscribe, whatever, do all that, hit the bell. And
yeah.
we'll see y'all next time.
Bye bye.
Ciao.